Greetings from the farm. Hope you're well. Welcome back to the Mondo Farms channel. Now you see those gentlemen behind me, in the field behind me? They are doing what every single farmer wants to see. They're doing what every farmer who puts in a lot of time, effort and money into a crop wants to finally see happening. They are harvesting. I'm standing at Dubai 1A and we're finally getting this red onion crop out of here. Now this crop has given us all sorts of ups and downs and roundabouts over the last couple of months. So we're finally getting a chance, yes, finally, to get it out of the ground and take it to market. Stay with us. I wonder if we've set a world record for having a crop in the ground. Let's look at the numbers. We're talking about a crop that was sown at the end of November, and we're now talking mid-August. Now that's 9 whole months, and that's a lot longer than an onion crop is supposed to actually take. So what has been the problem? Well, if you are a regular visitor to our channel, you've seen this crop before. You've seen us having issues with thrips, having issues with too much rainfall. Oof, it's been a journey, but we're finally so happy. I think you can see, you can hear it. I've got so much positive energy because finally we're able to get this crop out of the ground. To give you a bit of background, the normal onion farming season here in southern Central Africa, like where Zambia is between the months of February and May, June, July-ish, around about now. So we thought we'd get a head start and actually plant early so that you'd get to the market early. But we didn't know that we'd be learning a couple of lessons along the way. So looking again at the calendar, it tells you that most farmers would and should be planting their first onion crop of the year around about February. And then that will be 2 months in the nursery, if it's not direct planted, of course. And then you transplant around about April, another 2 to 3, 4, 5 months in the ground. And by around about June, July, you should be harvesting. So our great idea, farming is full of great ideas, of course, was say, let's get a head start. And if we can do some, what they call rain-fed onion, then we'll be able to take our crop to the market first. That was the idea. I mean, it was an idea, and we tried it. What did we find? Rain. Too much rain, all at the wrong time. It caused a whole heap of problems to our crop. Insects. This place, or someone told me once that the Chongwe area has a lot of insects, but we definitely gave a new definition to thripism. There were thrips and all sorts of things. We had a little bit of purple blotch. Every single problem that farmers face in terms of growing onion, we've had it here. We could write books and give lectures about all the challenges. But farming, that's how farming is. Farming is not easy, and you've just got to keep pushing. So we got to the stage with this crop where we were just waiting for neckfall. Waiting for neckfall, and it wasn't happening.
So you can even, the roots, we have less roots here. The bulb is hard. You can hold it very, very hard.
Like a golf ball.
Yeah. So these are the ones that we now need to start going in and picking out so that we see what we have remaining and try to have a rough estimation of how long do you need to keep them again in the ground.
So we consulted a couple of experts, and they just said, you know what, it's done. This crop is challenged. It's not 100%, but just get what you can out of it. And that's what we do as farmers. We get what we can. So finally, the team came in yesterday, and we're actually getting started with the harvest, and we're taking what we can out of this. So before we look at the actual harvest itself and what's coming out of the ground, let's go and have a watch of how the actual team is doing what they're doing. We've got two of our teams here. I'll start on this end with Mr. Ngurupe. And what he's doing is actually wetting the ground, because that makes it easier for the rest of the team to pull out the onions. So he's wetting the beds, and the team will be coming in here. So after the beds have been wetted, we then have the rest of the team come in and actually start pulling out the bulbs. They've just finished that one bed, finishing off, and now they're moving into the next bed. They started off yesterday, somewhere over there. I'm not sure how many they did, and then they shall be coming across, and they finish, I'm sure, by end of today. It's around about 14:30 now. We should be able to finish this one. End of today, maybe one more bed tomorrow morning. And other than that, we can move on. Now, if this is your first time to watch one of our videos here on the Mondo Farms channel, I'm going to tell you a little bit about us. We're not the type of farming channel that just gives you glory, glory, hallelujah, we're the greatest and everything we do is perfect. Sorry, singing off key there. No. Here at Mondo Farms, we give you what we describe as the good, the bad, the happy, and the sad of farming. So, let's be honest, the onion bulbs that we're pulling out of this particular block here, 1A, are not ideal, are they? They're not very good, are they really? They're just alright, yeah. A little bit of alright, nothing major. But hey, I'm glad to see them coming out of the ground and still being in there, using up our water, our time, all our efforts. And we'll get a little bit of something for them. Let's take a very, very, very closer look at some of the bulbs. So as we can see, the bulbs, when they're pulled out of the ground, are left on the sides of the beds, and then we put them up here, and then this is all part of what we call the curing process, and then we're going to dry them out. What do we want? We want the roots to dry off so that we stop. We would have loved a lot bigger bulbs than what we're seeing here. There's a few bigger ones, but most of these are small things. There's a man that sells onions who used to call these like little groundnuts because they basically come out very small. But we're happy in that sense, because when you're a farmer, you just have to take what you can get sometimes and learn your lessons along the way. This one is a bit of an accident. This is what not to do when you're harvesting onion. And part of that is to do with the fact that sometimes we use the tools, the little hose, and they may cut the onion. We'll have to be careful with some of these. Here's a nice medium bulb. Oh, and there was neckfall. Neckfallism. as we say. So it's a thing. Here's another one. Here's another one. And here's some very, very little small ones. And here's one of those twins, what we call the twins, where two bulbs came up together. There's quite a lot of that actually happening. So pretty much a mixture of small to medium with one or two quite big bulbs that we have here. But generally, you know, at least we're getting it out of the ground. We can focus our energies on some of the other onions you can see behind me. Look over there. Oh my God. There's onion there, onion there, onion there. Onion, there's onion down there. There's onion at Westgate. There's onion at Riverside. This one, it was an experiment. We tried it one day. So after this experiment in rain-fed early season onion, will we try it again? Probably, because you know if it's steam there. When you're a farmer, you're doing the thing that everybody says don't do. Don't go into farming. Don't do it. Don't do it. Don't do it. You just gotta keep going. So yeah, if it works, the experiment of trying rain-fed onion works, then you're fine. You're very, very, very happy, and the demeanor would be brilliant. But no, it didn't work. So we will try it again. We've done a review of what went wrong, looked at all these things and all the lessons that we've learned in terms of how to do the manpower, the management, the watering, the pest protection, crop protection, and I think we'll give it one more try. Our main strategies in terms of our vegetable farming program here at Mondo Farms is what we call succession planting, succession cropping. We are always doing a season of a crop planting, so you don't plant all of your crop at one time. So as an example of that, you have what was here on Dubai 1A, which was sown in November and transplanted in February. And then swinging over here, you look at 1B, and this is one of our crop that was sown in April. 22 April, end of April there, and transplanted towards the middle end of July. So this here still has a long way to go, and this one won't have the issues that we've had in this horrible Dubai 1A crop. And if I pan across over here, you've got more of the same ones, and I'll come across here. Over there, this is Dubai 2A here. And Dubai 2B over there. There's more down at Dubai 3. So we still have many more harvests of onion to go through for the rest of the year, all the way up to around about October, and then into just before the rain season, we should be pulling out our last crop of onion. Think about it. If this had been our crop that we had done one crop and we had started it that same time and encountered the same bunch of problems that we had and had the relatively disappointing results that we have here, our farm would be in trouble, real trouble. And this has happened to a lot of farmers. So you've got to, if you can, as we do your succession planting. So you spread your risk. This month, this month, this month, this month. Some of it will be successful, some of it won't. And overall, you kind of like average out, up and down, up and down, up and down. Another example is the people who were having a lot of problems recently in the Zambian tomato market, where people were selling off boxes at 20 kwacha, 10 kwacha a box after having put. That's because too much product came on the market at the same time. But there are farmers now who planted their tomato to miss that peak time, and they're going to still be harvesting later. So succession planting is one of the main key strategies to successful vegetable farming. So the onion is pulled out of the ground, as you've seen, and it's going to be left here on the sides here to dry off for a couple of days. What's a couple of days? 2, 3, 4. You know, in farming sometimes other things come up. But as long as the onion is safe here, we're not very sure if the onion is very safe here because we're kind of outside the main farm area. This is the first time that we farmed here, and to be honest, we couldn't afford to do the fencing across here. It was a little bit hectic with other programs like boreholes that were dry. That's another story for another video. Subscribe to the channel and you'll see what we mean. So this onion is going to be taken from here and taken up to Riverview. And this is where the onion crop will be coming once it's been in the ground for a couple of off the ground curing for a couple of days. Then we'll come and do some more drying over here. So this is a place called Riverview that we basically gouged out of the cliff a couple of years ago with the TLB, and it's very, very useful. This is the place where we bring a lot of our produce for storing and drying. So if you watch the video of the soybeans harvest, you'll remember that the soybeans was here for quite a while we're drying it, and then we actually threshed it in that structure over there, the big storage structure, which is now full of some crucifixes. That's another story. Here, our pride and joy is our big onion storage thing, grain storage structure. So a lot of things are said about the internet that, oh, it's the force of the devil and all that stuff, but no, that's not true. Every tool depends on what you can do with it. One of the great things about the internet is a great tool for farmers like ourselves to find information, to build our farms. I found the designs for this structure on the internet. I simply Googled onion storage structure. Hey presto, PDF comes out here. Get our carpenters, come and see what this is. They were able to work out how much material we needed. We bought the material and we put it up. And it has been serving us ever since last year. And the onions are generally stored in this for a few weeks to months, depending on the market, depending on our cash flows, and depending on how other programs and stuff. And they come in here and they're kept here for a little while. The main trick of this one is that it has great ventilation. Literally, where I'm standing, I'm feeling a beautiful breeze, and the onions can be further dried and while they're there. Mwebantu, a very quick comment that this storage structure is not for long-term storage. It's just for keeping it for a month, 2, whatever it is, 3. It's not the real long-term storage. To keep onion stored long-term, you need a cold room. Now, we don't have a cold room here, so we generally get our stuff from the field, keep it for a while. Onion's main advantage is that it is not a green vegetable that you have to sell the same day, 24 to 48 hours, or else you've lost everything. Onion, you can keep it for a while. After this, it will then go into long-term storage in cold rooms. Here on our farm in Chongwe, we don't have cold rooms. It is part of our future program for another time. We'll make a plan what to do, and by then we shall be growing the hybrid varieties that store for 4 to 6, 8 months. But the OPVs that we have been growing this year, those are just for the ready selling right now.
Nipa Dubai 1 block A. Tilipa harvest ya onion. Mababu zonse aya mababu bwa mzia ponya zienda kuji. Amasaka mzalunga afainde mutu kaita kamba zambo sensa mayubazi. Dubai 1 block A. tiri pa Riverview storage pamene tifuna ku drawing la onion. So taona kuti kuifaka pazuva direct ichaiwa mabulbs aya na force, so ankhalako soft mabulbs, so that tifakeko pano pa Riverview storage, big storage ichi kuti iziyumako mchemusha. Yeah, so hapo mwezi zaifakira Steve no chinkala chistaki chikulwa. So izambo yanga na mitu uku na ukwe yakayangana kuyangana uku.
So we're here at Dubai 1 Block A, where we are picking our onions after harvesting, removing them from the beds. Now what we're doing is, before moving them to our drying area, we are grading, removing these, separating these from the big bulbs. So these are the big bulbs. And by removing these and the damaged ones, cut ones, like this damaged one here. So we're now moving our harvest after grading from Dubai 1A to the Riverview shelter. So tingantentinango iyi tifake uko, then tinkalina nchitema njo futi yo grading ayo because ashmonoka nichani tenti sunye munga mwiriri iyi ibaubu na iso yevetiza songa. So tentenge tentinango tianzike uko. So we're here at Riverview, where we're grading our onions and removing these ones that don't have bulbs, and keeping onions that have got bulbs like this one, which is very hard and matured properly. So we have a whole lot of like these that are just getting space here.
That's really the story of our first harvest of the 2022 onion story here on Mondo Farms. It hasn't been the best, yes, we accept it. We've learned a lot of lessons from this tough crop that we had here on Dubai 1A, but we're gonna learn and get better and better at doing what we're supposed to be doing. We still have a lot more onion here on the farm for the rest of the year. So whatever little tumangwes we'll make out of these few kgs that we're getting out of there with these tuma tiny, mostly tiny tuma red Creole bulbs, hopefully we shall do better and be able to break even and of course get into a little bit of positive the black territory as it is. My name is Yusuf. So grateful to have you taking part in my farming journey here at Mondo Farms Winterthorn on the outskirts of Chongwe, and also in our particular crop story of the onion story of 2022. It started a long time ago and we've been through quite a lot, and we shall continue to be doing quite a lot more sharing. If you want to take part, you just subscribe to the channel, subscribe to the Mondo Farms channel, press the subscribe button, and then if you can, press the bell icon. Ding! Now, if you press the ding icon, the bell icon, YouTube will then let you know when a new video comes. We try to shoot out a video at least every week to 10 days or so, and we shoot all sorts of videos about life and activities here on the farm. Because we don't say we're the best, we don't say we're the experts, but we like to share our journey of how we do things in the hope of encouraging African food production, global food production. We have got a lot of people on this planet and we need to do what we can in order to feed the people that are coming out and giving them good quality food like we produce here on Mondo Farms. Please share the video if you can on your networks, your social media networks, with other people that are also interested in farming or thinking of starting a farm. If you've got people that work at your farm and you want to show them how things are done, then you can give them a smartphone, please. Hopefully they don't have one already, and then be able to send them this video and say, watch this video and see how Mondo Farms is doing things. If you've had some experiences of harvest that are somehow similar like ours, we'd love to see that comment. You can put that in the comment below. And if you've enjoyed the video, please press the thumbs up button. I shall see you very soon here on the Mondo Farms channel. Shale nipo, bye bye.